Yeah, I guess we're ready to get started.
Yeah.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the fiscal court meeting this April 14th at 10 o'clock, even though that one says 9. But I'd like to ask Brother Jonathan Oakes if he'd come up and say the opening prayer.
Y'all would stand with us and bow. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come before you this morning, Lord, we just want to thank you for another opportunity, dear Lord, that you've given us to be upon your creation today, dear Lord. Thank you for the many opportunities and blessings that you bestow upon us, dear Lord, that we've overlooked so many times, dear Lord. Lord, we just ask a special prayer today that you bless each and every one that's here in this meeting here this morning, Lord. Lord, that the work and the things done here glorify you and your kingdom, dear Lord. Let us be good stewards of those things that you have afforded us to take care of, Lord. Bless each and every one as they go forth throughout the rest of this day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, John.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. I'll figure this part out later. Oh, there it is. All right. I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes. There's also a special call meeting. Is
Special
that
call meeting too
included?
as well, yes.
Okay, I'll include both of them.
Second.
Motion made by Magistrate Skaggs and second by Magistrate Garner. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Next up is pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Motion made by Magistrate Richardson and seconded by Magistrate
Waddell.
to pay the bills. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Next, we got the detention center report from Judge Dunbar.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank Nick Shear and Community Action for all those slider shoes they gave us the other day. We got quite a few, and they donated some Gatorade and different things to us, and I want to thank them for what they done. That helped us out a lot. Average inmate population for the month is 95. Quarter 2 facility fees, $6,466.65. We got a catastrophic medical check back reimbursement, $938.58. Another one for $42.63. Nurse visits, $89.54. Prescription copay, $137.29. House Bill 452, jail security, that's on transport, $317.15. House Bill 452, another transport, $415.65. House Bill 556, GED attendance, $2,734. DUI fees, $868.22. Housing state inmates, $36,011.46. Social Security payment, $800. Housing inmates for Clinton County, $20,390.24. House one for Greene County for a while, $1,012.36. Another check on Clinton County, $8,951.64. Booking fees collected, $1,840.70. Fee claim on another transport, $55.90. Vending commission, $17.93. Two checks on phone commission, totaling $1,928.93. Reimbursement from the commissary for the girl that runs my canteen, $585.13. Per diem collected, $3,602.60, and interest, $37.84. There's a difference for $115,564.07. At 11 and a half overtime hours. When I left the jail, I had 39 state inmates, 9 Clinton County, 54 Russell County, for a total of 102.
I'll make a motion.
Motion to approve the jail report made by Magistrate Burnett,
Second.
second by Magistrate Garner. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Sheriff report.
The Russell County Sheriff's Office for March 2025 had 413 calls for service, had 36 arrests, 13 domestics, had 14 accident with no injuries, 2 accidents with injuries, had 20 motorist assist lockouts, had 15 alarm calls, 5 animal complaints, 39 requests for a deputy, 2 shots fired complaints, and 22 suspicious person complaints, 13 welfare checks, and 232 other calls. Had 4 mental health transports, 4 to Adana, and 3 on to Eastern State. Had 56 court papers served, 10 juvenile summonses, 1 criminal summons, 27 civil summons, 13 subpoenas, 3 eviction notices, 2 emergency protective orders. Had 109 prisoner transports. We drove 2,875 court security transport miles. Had 118 vehicle inspections, 20 concealed carry deadly weapons permits issued, and collected $237,659.01 in property taxes for March.
Make a motion to
I'll
accept.
second it.
Motion made by Magistrate Garner, second by Magistrate Waddell to accept the sheriff's report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Next, we got the treasurer's monthly and quarterly settlement reports and AE transfers. Y'all have those in your packet. If you wanna, got questions, wanna make a motion to move?
Make a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Magistrate Garner, second by Magistrate Richardson, to approve the transfers. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, next is the first reading of the budget for 25-26.
This is an ordinance relating to the annual budget and appropriations. Be it ordained by the Russell County Fiscal Court of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, whereas the proposed budget was presented to the Russell County Fiscal Court on the 14th day of April 2025. Section 1, the following budget is adopted for the fiscal year 26, and the amounts stated are appropriated for the purposes indicated. The general fund, $4,766,136. In the road fund, $1,932,471. In the jail fund, $2,285,106. LGEA fund, $19,900. ASAP fund, $135,000. Emergency shelter fund is $9,606. The ARPA fund is $719,010. The tourism fund is $400,000 even. The dispatch fund is $696,585. The airport general fund is $327,600. The airport project fund is $2,309,831. The airport board fuel fund is $94,075. The ABC fund is $97,643. The opioid settlement account fund is at $617,453. And the clerk storage fees fund is at $125,498. Total budget is $14,535,914. In Section 2, this ordinance shall be published in a local newspaper by the title and summary within 30 days following adoption. And in Section 3, the ordinance shall become effective upon passage and publication. And this is just the first reading.
There's one thing probably that we need to bring up and bring out is the budget's the same as it was last year, pretty much, basically. We talked about how we come up with the money to cover hazardous duty pay, which we've talked about before. And at this point, we just got to, the budget committee's decided we got to figure out how we get that on a regular basis and know that we're going to get X amount of money. We need to do it. We've just got some increases in our insurance, both our workers' comp and our general liabilities, and that's going to go up again. And we know it is because we've got one big hit that's coming, but that'll be probably, it will hit us next year. So that's kind of where we're at. And you guys on the budget committee, Mickey and Steve, if y'all want to comment about what we think we can do, and where we can.
I think we need to try to help these guys on this if we can. I mean, I think they're deserving of it.
Derek, could they be, you know, we talked about it, and we talked about it once before. We probably can do it. We could do the hazardous pay if you'd be willing to do fee pooling for your office. If that's something you feel like you can do, you know, we'll relook at it and go through the budget again before we have to vote on it. But that's the only way I think that we can do it, is to fee pool the money. That's something you'd be willing to do.
I probably will have to look at that myself right now and just kind of see where we at from there. Just see what we can figure out one of these days.
I mean, if it's, you know, we talked about it back earlier, and, you know, you did give us 40,000, but that was just been a one-time deal in the last several years. We don't know if that'd ever come again. Your budget that you proposed for next year, you just put $1,500 in there, so, you know, we're already putting in 400,000 out of the general fund, so, you know, we can't keep doing that. You know, if you decide in the next week or so that you want to give them hazardous pay, it's left up to you. It's not left up to us. We can do it, but we have to fee pool it. So if you decide that you want to give them hazardous pay, then you need to notify Kim or Randy, and we'll go through the budget again. Is that okay?
Yeah, we can revise this one, it's just the first reading.
Right.
We may have to have a call meeting, but,
Right, we can do
but,
that.
you know, if they want to fee pool it, then we can redo the budget and have a call meeting and be ready to vote on in May. Is that all right with you all?
Sounds good to me. I think we need to work to get them that. I mean, I think they deserve it myself. I mean,
Well, I don't think none of us has ever been against it in the first place, you know, it's just coming up with the funds.
Right.
It's just the first reading.
Yeah, and that's the first reading, so there's no vote.
Yeah.
Anyway. We'll move on. I'll have to pull this back up this way then.
we need to know something though pretty quick. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we
You
can't.
got 30 days to get this in, right?
I do.
To submit it to
Well,
DLG.
once
'Cause you're on
after the first
process.
reading, I have to send it to DLG, and I have to have the state local finance officer, he has to sign off on it. So if I'm gonna make changes between the first reading, they cannot be significant changes like this would affect. I would need that within the next week or so. I would need to know that, like, you know, pretty quickly.
Because you gotta do this one within 30 days of when we
Yes.
announce it, right?
Yes,
So-
yes, because then I'll have
You
to
have to post it.
publicize the second reading, and that's, you know, but yeah, so I will need to know that.
And then once we get it back from DLG, then you all can vote on finalizing the budget, so.
I mean, and it will take, because there'll be tons of different line items for me to put into the budget. There's gonna be a lot of factors if Derek and them decide to go that route, and all that stuff comes in on my books now. So, I mean, and everything, you can see by the thickness of the budget, everything is line itemed out. And so I'm gonna have to get a lot of information from them to know what to expect to be able to put that into the
Yeah,
budget
there's
for
gonna be
people.
different accounting codes
So-
and stuff that will change.
Yeah, so it would be a significant difference, but, you know, I'm up for
Derek,
it.
Derek would need to let you know pretty quick.
Yes, sir.
There's
Yes, sir.
like 30-something counties that does it, I think. We saw
Yeah,
38 or so counties that are doing it now. Not saying that we have to do that, but it's just, it's an alternative. But- So, anyway. All right, reoccurring expenses for 25-26. That's the thing that you all normally vote on to allow the office to go ahead and pay the utility bills and those things that are reoccurring every month, so we don't have to wait to bring them in. And we've got a ton of electric bills, as y'all know. Every siren's got one. There's so many meters in the county, it's unreal. So they all come in. You get them and water bills and everything else, so.
I make a motion, we give them authority to do
I'll
that.
second.
No, okay, let me do this side. Motion made by Manager Richardson, seconded by Manager Skaggs. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. I think Mickey and Steve did it at the same time. All right, next up is to transfer $100,000 from the general fund to the jail for their expenses.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Magistrate Garner, second by Magistrate Waddell. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Next on the agenda, I've got Rick Robbins. This is Paddle Life. Is that what it is? Paddle Life?
It's sober.
Okay,
I brought a few things here, if somebody would like to take some looks at them. And what I'm doing, I'm asking for $10,000 to help with this sober living. I started it about 2.5 years ago here in Jamestown. I've got 4 places in Russell Springs today. I'm asking for the opiate money. I've got a list of these guys that's there. I'm full, I've got 14 guys in there. All of them do qualify on the opiate stuff, either the pills and right down to the heroin and stuff. And what I do, I don't get no government assistance or nothing. This is the guys that come out of rehab, and then what I do is I get them there, and I do them what I've learned through the drug court here in Russell County is I give them 3 weeks. They get a job, and so if y'all would like to look at these on the back of these, they do. Most of them do work here in Russell County. They work at places like Stevens Pipe and Steel, Spark Recovery. They work at Bruce. I do have 2 of them that's disabled. One of them works part-time at the Huddle House and then works full-time at Stevens Pipe and Steel. And so what I'm running into is I do all this myself. I am certified through the state of Kentucky through the CARD situation. All these places is in Russell Springs that I have. What I'm asking that for is I'd like to get a small van to be able to get some of these guys to the doctor and to some situations for the mental health stuff to work to where they can, if you look on there, someone's been with me over a year, they've become taxpayers of Russell County. So this is to keep them from going to places like down to the jail to charge the taxpayers money. And I don't charge no insurance, so it's not a burden on the state of Kentucky. And so what is in the winter months, the electric bills go up from $300 a month to $579, $600 a month. So this is what this money be used for. I'll be more than willing to turn the receipts back in to show what I used the money for. And so what I do, I own 2 of the places in, I own 2 of the places in, then the other one I lease. And so what it would be for is like if a washer and dryer tore up, the van's expense, and it would be extra for that.
So Rick, have you ever tried to apply for grants from the opioid?
I'll just be honest with you. I don't know anything about grants. I've got a 10th grade education with a GED. I work also for Stevens Pipe and Steel. The only thing I know is as being a recovering addict, I come here to Russell County. I liked it so much that I bought a home here. I flipped about 3 houses. I've used the proceeds to help these guys because as I went through recovery, I seen what they did. It was people's sons and grandsons, and they just didn't have some place to go back to from burning the bridges. And so what I did, I went in, me and my wife took our money, we bought the beds, washers and dryers, and bought these places and put them in. And so the thing about it is, this last year I went from 3 guys when I started in 2023 down here in Jamestown to 14 guys. And so the thing about it is it's just getting an overflow. I don't feel like I'm asking much, so I'm asking for the opiate money. I went and spoke to each one of these guys, most definitely qualify for being on opiates. They was on Percocet 15s or Percocet 30s, and then they went to Opana, and then some of them went as far as doing heroin. But if you take a look at it today, I've got them going to work, just some of them don't have transportation.
The transportation, we've crossed that road before. We're not allowed to put the money into transportation because what they say, the opioid money's different than grants and stuff. It was money that a judge, Kevin, you correct me, but a judge decided this is what you're gonna pay. And really, it's not, there's a lot more rules tied to what it gets used for. But we try to do a thing with a truck and a person wanted us to help them buy land.
I'm okay with that. What I'll do, I don't care to turn the receipts back in. What I'll do, I'll use it for bed clubbing expenses, and I will purchase the vehicle out of my own fund and show y'all that I've done that. But the thing about it is, I'm trying to help these guys become tax-paying citizens, and if you see their jobs, you'll see they're doing that.
Yeah.
And they do apply for the opiates, so either way, it would just take some burden off of me. You know what I'm saying? I've done all this myself, and the thing about it is all the beds is full. These guys is, someone's been working over a year, someone's just started and been at Stevenson in like 5 and 6 months. So I don't want them to be there and not have a way to the doctor, not have a way to the things that they do and to work. And then what they do, then they wind up back down at the jail. And the taxpayers like me is paying for these people to be there. And so if you put 7 of them in there, you leave them there for a year, and then they get back out on the street, and they're still doing like what I used to be doing. They're out there stealing stuff, and they're not being responsible. So I'm learning them a technique that I've learned. And so we do work with them. We make them take random drug screens, so I buy the drug screens down here at Cornerstone also. And so I do drug test them. And the thing about it is I make them go to 2 meetings a week, and then a self-help group, which is rebuilding their family. So I'm seeing fathers go back and become fathers to their children. And so this is working. And so that's what I'd be asking it for. And I would most definitely just use it for expenses, and I would turn the receipts back in to show y'all. I just need a little bit of help. That way, all of them just don't just crush down, you know. And I don't just say, well, I'm just gonna do it just for me, and I sell my house and just put my money in the bank and go get me a Corvette to ride around. I really wanna help these guys, and it's showing that it works. And so that's what I'd be asking for.
Well, you're to be commended for that.
You know,
Sure.
and so I know it works as me being one of them and stuff. And the way that it works is the most that I've got in one place is 5 of them. Most of them have their own room. They have a kitchen. They keep it clean. They mow the grass. So they're learning responsibilities, and they're paying taxes here in Russell County. And so for me not to be able to do that for them would be wrong. And so I would use it just for the bed stuff. Like I got one guy coming today, and he's from Russell County. He's my last guy, and he don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? He don't have a food stamp card. I don't want him to have a food stamp card. I want him to go get a job. And so what me and my wife do, we take them to the grocery store out of our bank account, and we get them groceries. We take them down to the secondhand store, and we get them a few clothes, and then we'll take them to Rose's because they got those jeans over there, and we'll go spend another $100 getting them socks and underwear and clothes. And then we've got to furnish the bed covers, you know. And so this is what this would be used for. It'd be used for a good purpose. It would help the taxpayers, and it would also redo families. I mean, I've got people right here that, I don't like to speak their name, but it's people from Russell County. It's their grandchildren, it's their sons, and it's making a difference. They're rebuilding. And if they would speak, they would show you over the last year and a half. I've got a guy that owns a business. His son, he wouldn't even allow him at his house. Today, he gives him keys to his house and his business. This guy he's a supervisor at Bruce today. He's got him a car. He keeps insurance on it. He's paid all his fees that he owes. And so this works. And so I'm just asking for the help to be able to do this for them.
I don't know what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do.
Kevin, would that be allowable? I mean, like, if he paid just, I mean, I'm not sure how he would go about showing.
I mean, I think you'd have to monitor that. I mean, I think, yes, I think it would be, but it has to be, I don't know that, I mean, I think you probably would need an apparatus, something ongoing, and to show, because you'd have to have proof that it's been used exactly like it's supposed to. So it would be, but.
But how do you know that that person is an opioid addict?
That's
I mean,
the big thing.
That's that's where I'm coming from. It's like, I get it, I understand, and again, I commend you. I mean, it's amazing what you're doing, but on the same token, it's just like.
You can't take somebody who's got alcohol and just.
No, this is,
be an
I mean, the
alcoholic.
opiate stuff as far as that goes,
Yeah.
I mean, I get these guys to come up here and they can show you where they have prescription from doctors.
Yeah.
Some of them is even still, I've got one of them and I don't accept them, I get them off of that. They're taking that shot to make sure to not have withdrawals and stuff. So each and every one of these guys, before I come to y'all for the opiate stuff, I went and had a full conversation with them.
I think it would help if you had like a system.
Yeah.
You know, because, and I'm not even suggesting maybe a PO, but that might even be something, you know,
Yeah.
not to put more work,
No,
I don't
no,
mean like that,
but okay.
Could we
but
do
some
that?
type of system that would have pre-approved or at least monthly type of thing. But again, it's easy to say that right now, but but my answer is yes, I think it can be, but it has to be, it will need to be monitored, it would have to be.
It would have to go through our
Yes.
bills instead of us reimbursing you. Okay, so what he's saying, instead of us giving you a $10,000 to use, however, you would, if you needed bedding or whatever.
I'm okay with this right here, the electric bill
Bring it in.
for those places and the water bill. I'm okay, I don't have to have the $10,000. I just need a little bit of relief, because if I get that relief, then I'm able to go purchase a vehicle, which I understand, I'm totally good with that. Just the electric bill and the water for these homes, you know what I'm saying?
So
Would help me, and so it don't have to
Probably
be, it don't have to be
Are those,
$10,000.
are your homes, like, are they classified as,
Sober living, yes.
I know, but see, when you say sober living, they can't use opioid for sober living. I mean, because that indicates alcoholism, not opioid addiction. That's my hang-up, because, and I know definitively that.
Well, I mean, the sober living criteria, most of it, that's what when I got them certified and stuff, I got them certified through the CAR, the people from CAR from Frankfurt, and Jonathan Philpott and Dana Preston, which is over top of that, and that's what it is. They're the main opiate.
So if
people
you've
in
got
Frankfurt.
documentation
So they're opiate, yeah.
showing that they are opioid addicts, that would be,
Yeah.
okay,
And
that
so-
would be
and So the
good.
thing about it is.
That would cover us.
I'm fine with that, if I just get some relief. I mean, because what I do, I flip
Okay,
houses
we do that with his electric bill and water
Yeah,
bill.
we should be able to do it that way.
on the side, and I'm good, just like I
So-
said, if I can get just a little bit of relief, because I'm still willing to help these guys regardless. If I get this money today, I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm gonna do, it's just making it hard on me and my family. I've got 9 children and 25 grandchildren.
So here's the fear from most everybody that deals with this money, is that we'll spend it on something, and then some attorney that's got more pieces of soup than our county attorney does here, comes in here, because those guys, it's all pharmaceutical companies, right? They've got a lot of money, and they're looking, how do we get some of that money back? They go around and start auditing some of these places, say, oh, they cheating, or they're doing this, that's not what you said, Judge. Everybody kind of fears that they'll come back and say, you gotta pay this money, and then we end up with some kind of deal legally, right? I mean, that's kind of, in a nutshell.
I understand, I'm good, I mean, that would give some relief, and what it would be is, I've got 3 places. One of them's on Main Street, one of them's right downtown in Russell Springs, and the other one's out on 27. I'm good with that. That would give me enough relief that I don't care to go purchase and make the monthly payment on the van, and then if it bring it back and show y'all what I've done, you know what I'm saying? So I want to be honest about it, and I want to do it right. The only thing about this is working for these guys.
Yeah, but the problem that we have, probably more than anything, is everybody else lining up to do the same
How
thing.
about
We kind of
Ross Springs? Can't they,
stopped
Jackie?
and said, hey, we're gonna do some things. And we are gonna do some stuff with it that helps everybody.
Would think so.
Actually, with the county attorney's office and stuff, but if we can.
It might be good if we got together and sat down and kind of, because I'm sure this is not gonna be the only,
Right.
you know, and again, I'm not to let your office bite off more than it can chew as far as everyday type of,
Right.
monthly type of things. It might be good just to set up a system that we can say, okay, if this comes up before us again, then this is the program that we're gonna use.
Yeah.
Do you see what
I
I'm saying?
agree. I
You know,
agree.
instead of just
Yeah.
shooting from the hip, so to speak.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
But
a
I
conference
think
on
you
that.
can get the feeling that everybody wants to.
We
wants to
had
do
a
this, wants to
conference
help.
over at
We need to
Oploid
build
the
up
other
a
night.
system out of doing it.
I-
That meet,
I agree.
2 hours,
So, maybe we
and it's coming.
table it and so we can discuss.
Yeah, let's do this. What we'll do is, we'll figure out a system, and then next month we'll bring it up and do it. I think everybody here is probably willing to do it from looking at them, I mean.
And I keep everything that I do from there, that I file taxes on the
Yeah,
sober living.
let us figure out how we
I don't care to
could,
bring that and show y'all what that comes out of my pocket, and you can see that it's way over. What I do, I charge these guys $120 a week once they get a job, and I furnish everything, the electric, the water, the Wi-Fi, all. Only thing they do is get their clothes, and most of them don't have that. But I keep a record of all of that, and you can see the overhead of it. And so you can see where I spent $10,000 of my money for the last 2 years. But I really believe in what it's doing, and now it's starting to show. We're starting to.
Well, I think, like I said, I think everybody's pretty much willing. It's just trying to figure out how we do it. And if Kevin and Ken gets together and we come up with a system here of how we.
I'm very grateful for that.
And we need to get your contact information so we can call you and have you to come to the next meeting.
Let's see if it's I'm just gonna put this right here.
Let's concentrate, man. Look at it. Where's the computer? I don't know. Where's the computer? Yeah, I covered it up so he wouldn't hit it. It's over.
I'm gonna put that number on this right here, and what I'd like to do is, I'm gonna leave 3 of these, and y'all can go over these and you can see. And it won't be used for the vehicle. I'll purchase the vehicle myself, and that would really help that. It would really help me out with this. And our phone number, mine and Patty's, is on there.
Okay.
And like I said, I would even, and I would make sure if y'all are willing to help me with that I would turn it in and show what it was used for. And I'm good with that. That would help me out that much. And also, I would keep these guys that's doing it, keep a record on them and show you the progress.
Oh, yeah.
And show you that.
Bring in some success stories every now and then would be good too.
Yeah.
Just let them come in and
We've
tell
got some-
everybody here what they've done.
We've got some good success stories, and like I said, I've got a couple of people that, they own business right here in Russell Springs, and this is their sons and grandsons. It's made a tremendous deal that they've been fighting for 10 years to get them to do something. Even through rehab, it didn't work, but the sober living did, because what they do, they get a job. And if they can be homeless and go back to doing what you're doing, either they can work and they can.
The other point I want to make too is our new reporting system we've got to turn in, they got to be people from the county. That's one of the requirements is we got to.
Every one of these is from the county. I've got 2 on there that ain't from the county, but the thing about it is, they went through the Spark program for 6 months. They've had their jobs here for over a year.
So they're from the county.
So they're from the county.
That's fine.
What was your phone number? Because this doesn't have your phone number on it.
My number
Terry's
is
got
2.
it.
Right here.
I'll put it there, and that's
Oh,
my
okay,
wife.
Just
okay,
keep-
okay.
Switch
Thank
the
you.
papers with me.
Yeah, okay, yes.
And what we'll do, if
Thank you.
y'all have us to come back, we'll take some pictures of the places and show you what we do, because we lay them out pretty nice for them. They're just little country houses. I'm not a rich person, but I make it livable and suitable for them. And we can also show y'all to where we buy the drug test. We drug test them, and then if they discretion them, what we do is we send them to Cornerstone, and then they're monitored by them, and they send them off to the lab. You know what I'm saying? And then I give them opportunity. I don't put them back on the street either. I give them opportunity to go back to rehab. If they don't want to do that, then what we do is we load them up, we take them to Somerset, to the homeless shelter, and then it's up to them where they want to go.
Andy likes it. He takes you everywhere.
So thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
Have a good day.
Who?
Andy.
Next on the agenda is Resolution 2502, rubberization, modified asphalt grant. Mickey, you want to talk about that? Actually, Mickey's the one that asked about it, and Susan applied for it, and it's a resolution.
I'll let Susan talk about it. I did apply for it. It's where they take these, car tires and all the cars, and then they can do playground equipment. They can do a lot of different things, and they can also, do asphalt. What they do, 4 last year in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, only 4 in the whole state was chosen. So it's a long shot, but it is comparing the modified asphalt versus conventional on 1 mile of road. So if we are lucky to get it, then you all will have a baseline later on to see how it performs, and you may want to use it for your own roads if it's better than the conventional.
You have to, if you get it, you have to, they do a mile and you have to do a mile. That's the only way you can get it. So
How much
I
is it?
applied for it. I just applied for a mile.
Yeah, it's more expensive than regular blacktop.
But the whole goal, premise, the way I understand it, if it works and it stands up against the conventional, then you're better off in the long run. You don't spend as much maintaining that road.
That road beside, in Pulaski County is one they got, is where Hobby Lobby and, Bob Evans, that little road between there, that's got that on it. I know at least the first part of it does, and then, Adair County got one somewhere, didn't they?
In
A few years ago?
2018, they got one.
Yeah.
And we applied, somebody applied here in 2018, didn't get approved. I don't know who it was, but somebody did. So I just applied for it again, so, but I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Magistrate Garner, second by Magistrate Waddell, to approve the resolution to apply for this. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay, you still in. What do we got in?
Road changes.
Road changes. You want to do them, Kim?
Sure. We got 3 of them. The first one is a road that needs to be added back into the road list. It's been a county road for years, but somehow fell off the list. Residents are requesting the road name to be changed. The old road name was East Service Road, and the new name, residents want it to be called Cravens Road. Ashley brought me this, there's a typo on the length. It's actually supposed to be .261. It's in District 5, it's in Larry's district. It's West 80 left off of Old Columbia Road, 1870 left on North Rider Road, second road on the left. So that's, they were just basically putting it back in the, I mean, it was always been in the road list, but now we're just changing, adding it back in there, and
So it's
Gonna
going
do
to have
each
a
road
name instead of
separate?
East Service Road?
yes, it's them separate. Yeah. So it's your district, you want to make a motion to do that?
I don't want to, but I will.
Motion made by Magistrate Skaggs. Need a second.
I'll second.
I'll
Second by
second it.
Magistrate Garner.
I will, but I don't want
Signify by
to.
saying
Yeah,
aye.
there you go.
Any opposed, same sign.
This one is Dandy Lane. It is .1860. It's in District 2. Residents are wanting this road to be taken into the county road system. It is 379, which is Hales Highway, right onto Blair Road, second road on the left. And that's your baby.
I'll make the motion. It's been
I'll
chilled.
second it.
Motion made by Magistrate Garner, second by Magistrate Waddell. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign.
The last one is Walmick Road. Residents are requesting the discontinuation of county road maintenance on a portion, a section totaling .147 miles. Residents own all the property surrounding the section. Road mileage from .621 miles to .474 miles. This is in District 4. This
Yeah,
would be-
they've sent the paperwork in.
But yeah,
signed it,
yes,
so I'll
I do
make
have
a motion.
paperwork from actually for all these.
I'll make a motion.
Motion
He
by
done made the
Magistrate-
motion, I'll second it.
Okay, motion made by Magistrate Richardson, second by Magistrate Skaggs. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
And so we will have to have the second reading, since this is a discontinuance. We'll have to have the second reading, the posting of the signs and all that stuff, so Lewis and the viewers. So we'll have to have, I'll have that ready for by next meeting.
You know, they told me on them roads, they said, when you quit maintaining them, really and truly, they're automatically discontinued.
After 4 years.
4 years.
Of course, the state wants you to record that so they'll have your road
Comes
mileage.
off
A
their
lot of
system.
people don't understand that. They think it,
I don't wanna keep paying you for it.
They don't
Paying
want
very
to.
much. It's the same as it was when I came here, and it's probably been the same
Been that for years.
Yeah, it's not good, but anyway. Next is, other business. Anybody have any other business? I just wanna say, thank you all for, allowing us to have that egg hunt as a physical sport. It didn't cost us anything. All the money was donated to do it with. And we had great volunteers. I'm gonna thank Susan back there. She, took over and kinda headlined it and kept everybody moving and going, and the road department, Tojo, everybody, that was up there that made it good for those kids. I mean, you had everybody from vice presidents to banks, kids to, some of the other families in the community. Steve was there.
the only thing I seen wrong with you wasn't wearing the rabbit suit.
I know it, but I did talk him, Brenda Hickenbottom, we didn't have it because I couldn't find the rabbit suit this year. So Brenda Hickenbottom had one that she wore at the, and Terry was there. He was down there, Karen, all of them. I mean, sister-in-law, there's a bunch of volunteers.
Mickey was even there.
I didn't see Mickey.
Yeah, he was there. I
He
seen
drove
him.
by.
Huh?
He drove by.
He waved.
I seen a
But Brenda
rabbit
said
run.
she'd been the Easter bunny at the fair, at the hospital, and I said, well, do you have a suit? She said, it's at the hospital. I said, can you go get it? She said, wait a minute. She went, and we let her back over there. Here's the funniest thing of it all. As a little kid said, I didn't know the Easter bunny could talk, because I said something going down through there. I said, if anybody talks, it'll be Brenda as the bunny. That little boy said, I didn't know the Easter bunny could talk. But they all had a good time. But I appreciate y'all for doing that. I mean, we started out, and now we get to do it as a county deal, so.
It was.
Cumberland County Judge is wanting
Cumberland
to do
County
it
Judge
too.
came, and he
He
wants to
came.
start at Cumberland County. He thought it was great. He just.
It was great.
Impressed with how it ran, and wants to do something like that over there. But you're doing something and it's for free, you know, so anybody and everybody can come. And we competed against a lot of stuff. And then Kevin's Kids was that night, you know. They had a record crowd with a record amount of money, so. A lot was going on in the county.
160.
I think this month we got a lot going on.
$17,800.
Yeah.
Drag strip, I don't know what else happened.
Yeah.
Do you, Susan?
I don't,
Outside of that, we got past this one, we're like, but
one day at a time.
everything's coming with the bicentennial. I did tell that the Skylar,
Yeah.
he's still having some issues with dogs, and what he needs is, and I guess I need to probably call both mayors and talk to them. He needs somebody from the city police department to go with him when he goes to get some of these dogs, because you've got angry citizens that don't go out there. Somebody's gonna be mad. Either the person that called it in is gonna be mad, or the person that owns the dog is gonna be mad. And Derek knows that. I mean, it's an ongoing thing. He had an officer that went up the other night. We actually got it stopped, I think, from going to Jabez, but you run out there and it's got a dog running in your yard. Well, by the time you get there, the dog's gone, and they're mad because you didn't pick the dog up. And, you know, it's just an ongoing deal, but we need their help. I mean, they need to go out there with him, because he don't have any official capacity as far as arresting or writing tickets or any of that. So.
And Lewis been working on Greasy Creek too, hasn't he?
Yes. I had a lady
That's
ask
good
about
thing.
Greasy Creek at the Kevin's Kids concert.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Still has a problem with a lot of people coming to the landfill with no tarps on and nothing ever being said or done, and nothing about it.
Hey, Derek, can you deputize him, let him arrest people over there? Because he follows them down there and makes them go back and fix
It's
it.
about the only way you can do it sometimes.
He'd be there all the time.
It'd be like waiting for a phone to ring if we go over there or
Yeah,
something.
this is like the dog.
Time you
Shows
get there,
up.
they're gone.
But he could do it.
I've been
That pre-dump day, it'll be bad.
Yeah.
It will. It
And
will.
everybody's mad at him in the county anyway, so it won't hurt to let him arrest a few.
It won't. Yeah, it is crazy, but, and you can tell, I mean, all you gotta do is drive down that road, and them guys, every week, they're over there picking trash up, and it's just trash blowing out, that's all it usually is, but, you know, and I know that Chris Money's not here, but I tell you what, we got the best search and rescue team in the state. They call them from everywhere, come and help them. They went to, told you, where is it, Gary County? They went up there and unstopped their water thing so they could get water for the city, the divers, and then they went to somewhere this weekend.
Meade County.
Meade, yeah, they had to go to Meade, they went to Meade County. After they'd spent 3 days up there looking for a guy who they thought had drowned, but they ended up finding him in the woods. And the guy wasn't even from here, but they spent 3 days up there searching for somebody in Jabez. And they turned around and went there. They didn't get any sleep or any rest, but they're good. And you gotta think about it, every time they're volunteering. They ain't, you know, we give them a little bit of money and they stretch it, try to do what they can with it, but we should be proud of them in the county.
I'd just like to make a comment. I'm very proud of them. They went to Carroll County, within 36 minutes, they found the man.
Yeah.
I understood that this man was from Pennsylvania. GPS took him off of the road. There was no barricades for these waters. And that come pretty straight.
Wow.
Our fiscal court is so much better than the fiscal court in the surrounding counties. And my hat goes off to them because Carroll County was my home. So, and I wanna reach out to the guys that did do the diving. But I'm telling you, you guys are far above so many other counties. And you need to pat yourself on the back. I appreciate you.
Thank you for that. But like I said, our search and rescue, I mean, to volunteer, they never turn down. They found the one guy up in Nicholasville or whatever had been dead for over a year. Nobody could find him. They searched and searched. Their team went up there, and how long did it take, Tojo? Short period of time they found him.
About an hour.
Yeah. They found the body. So they do good work. And like I said, you see some of them out. He's got, how many certified divers are on that squad now?
About 13.
Yeah.
Are they that many?
And Chris is doing a really good job. And he's a full-time firefighter in Nicholasville too and does this. But they go whenever they're called. And when we have problems and Lewis needs people to direct traffic or the state or whatever, they're the first ones out there. When we've had the snows, they go take people to the hospital that works there and can't get there. They go take people to Somerset. I don't talk about them very much, but I'm just telling you, they take them over there for dialysis or whatever. And a lot of times use their own vehicles and money, but they make sure they get to wherever they need to and back. But it's kind of a...
About every time it snows, they're open to take people to work.
Absolutely, yes, they are.
I'm considered a nonprofit too, so is that correct?
Mhm.
So, I mean, so anyway, for those out there, it's like, if anybody wants to donate, because I'm sure they would appreciate it, because
Yeah, absolutely,
they
yes.
definitely could use all the help they can, and they provide to the community constantly, so.
And they never ask for anything other than sometimes a little money from us, but what little we give them doesn't go very far for what they do. But I'm just grateful that we have people like that in this county that's willing to go. They'll go other counties, it don't matter, like Carroll County, Meade County, wherever, Gary County, to get their water back on so that people over there have water. They don't care, they'll go. And, it's not like, hey, do you care to come in and go cut a tree or work? Well, how much does that pay? You know what I'm saying? They just get up and go.
Well, our sheriff department's the same way. They help everybody out. We've got a good county.
I got stopped in one of them road checks last night.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Over this though.
That's the way it is.
We had two of our guys were there in the
Yeah.
state police. Yeah.
They
I
all
don't have
do a
anything
good
unless y'all do.
job.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I like that.
We didn't do
Motion
the
made by Mr. Garner,
money
second
on
by
it.
Mr. Richardson. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hey, Derek. Hey, Don, how you doing?